What's up, guys? Welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. In this video, I'm going to be going through the Beach Batch EX Plus fight. Now, I generally would cover the EX fight as well. However, they are generally the same fight, only with less waves. The EX Plus just adds like 2 extra waves that are really nothing to note about. So generally the strategy still remains the same. Now in this fight, I did use Kain, Lilith, and Rinoa, and I do have a Rinoa support, which honestly speaking, you probably don't need a support if you're rocking this team. Now there are obviously other characters that you can bring. You're more welcome to bring them. As long as they're max limit broken, you should be fine. And I would generally just check the weaknesses and the resistances of the boss, because they do have quite a few. If you are planning to bring Vaughn, then he is quite effective in these fights as well. Now, generally with my video guides, if you are new to this channel, I usually actually list out everything that I can think of. But when it comes to these kinds of events, sort of summer events, winter events, or whatever the case may be, or a special event, I tend to just focus on showing you guys what I do and while I talk in the background. So the first wave here is again a trash mob. They are level 110. I would suggest to you guys, if you are rocking Rinoa, or I would actually suggest bringing characters who have AoE damage. Now, Kain is actually pretty good in this fight, and so is Lilith, but they are sort of lacking in that DPS department when it comes to AoE. Lilith is not too bad, but Kain definitely doesn't have anything of the sort. So clearing those mobs will save you turns. You only have 50 turns in order to get all the rewards. There is no high score requirement, but there is the minimum score requirement, and I think as long as you reach those turn counts, then you should be fine. I actually forgot to end up using my support here just towards the end. I think I could have used her a lot earlier, and that's just gonna be my bad. So the second wave, as you guys can see now, is the Iguana stage, and in the EX version, it is the first wave. Basically, they will have resonance and they will heal once one of them dies. So I would suggest just killing one of them and, focusing on one and then focus on the other one. Because the healing here, I actually made a mistake. I should have just killed the first one and let it heal, and it was basically a waste of a turn there. And if they do buff themselves after one of them dies, you can just sort of reapply a debuff if you are using Lilith. You can also use Kefka, one of the best, I think, debuffers that we have. And especially if you're afraid of getting HP attacked, then Shrine is good because it applies both the HP damage debuff plus blind as well. So overall, a pretty decent fight, and I think we'll go ahead to the next wave. So the next wave is just gonna be a pack of wolves. Again, trash mobs. Kill them as quick as possible because you don't really want to waste your turn counts. Now, the reason why I suggested to bring AoE damagers is because one is the turn count, and 2, you're gonna end up using a lot of your abilities in this fight, and you might run out short. So just be careful with that. I mean, I would still keep using abilities just so you can, reduce the amount of turn counts that you end up getting, but at the same time, you have to keep an eye out on how much abilities you have left, because there are 5 waves and they do have a decent amount of HP than the EX version of this fight. Wave 4, as you guys can see, are these avions. I mean, what else can you say? Usually one of them, Both of them will start with AoE breath attack, and then one of them will choose to buff itself with the ferocious rage or whatever it is, and the other one will keep on using all attacks. Basically will debuff you with a speed down and a defense down, I believe. So just be careful here. Make sure to watch over your turns, and make sure you have a turn in between them, and make sure you can actually break one of them, whoever is using the ferocious rage or whatever the case may be. So you guys can see here is Dust Storm, and I got broken by a few. Oh, sorry, just Kane in this case. And so I was pretty safe, and I was pretty confident in breaking the other Avian. So we're gonna go ahead and skip this, because generally it's just a juggle in the turn count for this particular wave. So we're gonna go ahead and skip this, and we're gonna go to our final wave. So the final waves are 2 aggressive turtles. I actually didn't see whether they would do a turn 1 retreat, because I know sometimes they do, but for some reason they never did with me. So I ended up just using my summon here and just DPSing them down as fast as I can, because honestly you don't want them to retreat, because you will be kind of limited with your damage there, especially if you're not using, you know, the boosted characters, or someone like Kane who can give himself the brave and then do extra damage and then do the HP damage with his jump ability. And of course, having something like Cloud here will help as well if you're planning to use Chase as an option for damage, and a Brave Battery as well, of course. So overall, I mean, you guys should know what to do with these turtles. Just try to avoid getting broken by Earthquake at the same time, and of course they will do their retreat. So overall, like I said, I forgot to actually use my support here. I was like, oh yeah, because in the EX fight I actually forgot to use it as well. So I ended up having more turn counts than that I would generally like. I would have probably switched out Kane, and I would have used a lot more AoEs with the Renoa. So anyway, as you guys can see, my Kane actually ran out of abilities, but that is it for this video. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all. As always, I'd like to hear from you guys. What team did you use to beat this EX Plus? And kind of excited to see who we get in the next summer batch. And yeah, remember to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Monchkinz Gaming. This is Monchkinz logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.